this is David here for countryguitar.com here with Peter, and we're going to go over some rhythm guitar basics that, well, they are basic, but they're really important, and you may not have thought about playing them in this way, or they may be new to you altogether. Who knows? Pete's got a good angle on it, and I'll be showing you some variations on it as well. So check it out.
Oh, so you know stuff that I don't know.
I'm not saying, well,
yeah,
I think I actually maybe yes.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah,
I think maybe I do. It's not good stuff, it's just other stuff.
Other stuff, yeah. I take this stuff for granted because I've been doing it for so long, but you know, it's a way to sound really good, really fast on the guitar. It's really, really easy. Just a little bit of practicing and you'll have it down, and it enables you to jam and play with friends really easily and set up a really nice foundation. Plus, it's really fun to do because it's really fun to sound good quickly. Try that on a violin. So we got these two string vamps. They sound like this. That's what they sound like. The way you play them is, all I'm really doing is playing two strings. I've got one finger down on one fret. I'm hitting this note on the 4th string, this little E note right here, and I'm plucking the A and the E together. And I'm not playing anything else, so I'm getting this effect, which essentially is, later on with more distortion, that becomes a power chord. But we're not doing power. These are little 2-string vamps that enable you to play rhythm. So I just want to show that on the close-up cam.
Yeah, so it looks like this, and it sounds playing these 2 strings.
Don't do this. Don't do that. You're just going to get, okay?
Yeah, but now you're also doing something with your right hand there.
Well, I'm muting a little bit with my palm instinctively,
Okay,
but you don't have to. You can just be going. Nothing wrong with that. But later on, it'll get a little tighter. As you get better at it, it'll become this. But that's just a little bit of practice, a little bit of finesse. But at the beginning, it'll sound like this, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. There are plenty of movies that I can remember that have a guitar that sounds like that. So, expensive movies, like Thelma and Louise and stuff like that. So that gives you your A chord. That gives you your A chord if you're playing an A blues. And then we need a D chord to get to the 4 chord, which is the 2nd chord of a blues, which would just be moving this finger. Want to go with me on this?
Yeah.
Over to there. And moving your picking hand down. And what's cool about playing it in A is that all 3 are right there, because then when you get to the 5 chord, which is, it's right here. And back to the A. So all you got to do is really put this finger here, here, and here. 1 string, 1 fret, that's it, and play 2 notes each time. And you've got, you know, instant cool barroom blues. And what I'm doing with this hand is I'm just doing that little vamp, which is 1 fret up here, so.
2 frets.
Did I say 1 fret? I meant 1 tone, which is 2 frets. Let me show on the close-up cam. Do it with me.
So you're picking twice with just index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string and the open 5th string. So you're doing twice, and then twice with the ring finger down on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And here's an important thing. You don't have to lift this finger up when you come down. You don't have to go like this. You can just leave it there, and most people end up bringing this finger down, the middle finger along with it.
That's a good point. So you don't want to do this.
Yeah. And if that feels
No
like
reason.
if that feels like a big stretch, just work on this. And to point out also that what we're doing right now is playing a shuffle rhythm, where a straight rhythm or a straight 8th rhythm is going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're playing a shuffle rhythm which actually goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it swings. And people do both depending on what the song is doing, but that's just something you realize that you're doing. So
But when someone says shuffle, so now you know what it means.
yeah.
We're playing a blues shuffle.
So to slow it down, it's going to look like this. And that's 1 bar, basically.
There you go. And then you change it to this. I tend to just sort of hit the open strings in that little moment in between like this. Which sounds kind of cool. It's kind of a rake.
So you're actually hitting everything open.
Just for a second, then muting it with my hand, just to fill that space up with a, you know, a nice little syncopated sound, percussive sound.
And the palm muting thing that he's doing, taking this part of the hand right here and putting it right where the strings meet the bridge, and you can tell you've got it because you can basically move your hand forward and backward along the strings. And if all you hear is this, then it's too far up this way onto the strings. And if you move it too far back past the bridge, you hear it wide open. You want to sort of move around, and you hear that nice kind of thumpy place where you hear the notes, but they're not ringing out, and that keeps them from being too loud and getting too big.
And something else I thought of, and after you've got this down, it'll take you, you know, a few minutes to work on that.
Or a few days.
Or a few days, but whatever. You know, if you start on Monday, by Friday you'll be rocking it.
A few weeks. Took me a while.
Once you get really adventurous, should we go for the pinky thing?
Oh, that's the next lesson.
That's the next
You
lesson?
gotta dish it out.
We won't tell you about that.
Yeah. We'll do some variations in the next lesson.